This video's topic is on EXO's Kai because he has just opened up to the world in a recent interview with Esquire Korea about his difficulties in the entertainment industry. So, what's going on with Kai? Well, let's talk about it. It's no secret that the pandemic has altered everyone's life since it began 2 years ago. However, its effects have an everlasting impression on how we consume entertainment these days. Kai has decided to step up and let us in on how he and I'm sure several other idols are feeling about performing during the pandemic, or rather, lack thereof. Now, I snagged this interview from Soompi, so credits go out to them for bringing you this content. With that said, let's jump into the interview. Now, Kai starts off by stating, I used to think the biggest happiness as a singer was just singing songs, but that's not it. The biggest happiness for a singer is singing to someone. I've realized how important it is to have someone there. When I release a song, I can see how many people have listened to it. But there's a completely different joy when I'm on stage. When I'm on stage, singing and dancing and seeing the crowd sing to my songs, there's a real joy in that. Wow. Now, I'm not a performer, but I can just imagine the exhilaration you may get knowing that you're bringing your passion to life and people are sharing in that moment with you. Like, I know when my sister and we get like, she hooks up her two microphones to her giant, like, club party stereo, and then we start karaokeing to songs. We like share this connection, like we look at each other in the eyes and we just jam along to our songs. It's like, I love this moment as much as you, and I'm so glad I can share this with you, and my soul recognizes yours because we both love music that much. Like, we all have so many passions in the world, and just like these idols, I love music. I have a passion for it, and I love K-pop. It's like my favorite genre, always has been for majority of my life. So I I can definitely understand where he's coming from with this. So Kai goes on to say, without that joy of performing on stage, it has been really hard. Last year was probably the busiest year of my life, but even in that busy time, I felt bored. I wasn't motivated, and I felt I was bored and not having fun. It was because I couldn't be on stage. Now, because I can do online concerts and see fans' reactions, I was able to fulfill some of the hunger to be on stage. So he was able to like get a little bit of fulfillment, but it's still not the same as like sharing that raw energy, like connecting with those fans right there, like seeing their faces right there and just like watching them light up when you make eye contact with them and you dance like right in front of them. Like, I can still understand like where he's coming from. That's pretty tough. So Kai opens up even more in the next segment by stating, usually when I'm busy, I don't think about how difficult something is for me. But there was a time when I thought, I'm having a hard time right now. I was sitting on the sofa and thinking, why is this difficult for me? And I thought, I have to compromise with reality. I have really high standards about performing, but there's a limit to how much energy and time I can spend on it. I'm doing a lot of different things at the same time, and it was difficult to go beyond what I can realistically do because I was busy doing other broadcasting events. Because I was trying to meet standards for all these different activities, I wasn't satisfied. Mmm. So it seems like Kai was being pulled in several different directions, and he was starting to like fall into this spot or like this space where he was just like unhappy and unfulfilled. That's really tough, you know. I always felt like if you're like in the entertainment industry and it starts to seem like work, it starts to like become not fun, that's when you should like take a hiatus and like kind of like do other things. Like, I have friends who are in like the drag industry, and when they come to me and tell me like, hey, I'm like getting really like burnt out, I start to recognize those signs in them when it's just like not fun for them to get ready and not fun for them to perform. I always like just try to be their main support and try to like help them, like encourage them like, hey, I know that you're doing this and like it's starting to be about the paycheck, but you need to like kind of like scale back and try to figure out what made you want to get into this and what made you happy about this and try to just get back to that place or just take some time off so that you can like miss it a little bit. But I know that's not always possible. This is people's jobs, and it sucks when your passion is also your job because you don't want your passion to turn into a chore. So Kai closes out the interview with these final thoughts that read, I realized it's because of my greed that I'm not happy. If I want to be happy, I have to get rid of that greed. Interesting. He goes on to say, after compromising on those things, it got a little better. It's the same as when you're in a good mood. So let's think about the days when we were happy. Those good memories are more special. They last longer. And you see, this goes into my preceding thoughts. It's like, yeah, like you need to just think about why you got into these things in the first place and try to hold on to that and remind yourself like this is why you're still going on. And we're human. We can switch things up and do different things if we want to. We don't have to keep doing the same stuff. So it's just really interesting. Now, the full interview will be released in February, so check it out at Esquire Korea when it drops. And it's also going to be accompanied with a photo shoot. So these will be all new, never before seen photos of Kai. So really go support it. As for what Kai has expounded on, I really, really feel for him here. Now, this pandemic has ushered in a whole new wave of how we are expected to interact with each other and how we're supposed to consume entertainment. That's why I went ahead and started rewatching Netflix's Black Mirror, because that one Miley Cyrus episode makes me think of what these idols and these celebrities have to go through. Not so much as like to the extent where celebrities are being replaced with like doll versions of themselves, but more so like how concerts and performances are being held virtually or like with these like holographic modeled representations of idols and celebrities, like more so on that route. Like that's what that episode is very much so giving like 2021 2022 vibes. And it's crazy because shows and TV always predict like what is gonna happen in real life. That's why I just try to pay attention to what's going on the TV. Like it's like the TV is like news. Like if you watch a big popular show or a big movie, you're gonna get the tea on like what's gonna end up possibly happening. Like it's crazy. So I don't know, it's just so weird. Like I'm still getting used to all of this. Now, hearing how Kai feels about not being able to perform in the way that he's used to, it really makes me despise situations that were allowed to happen, such as Astroworld. Like, why are these ungrateful people given a platform to cause chaos and irreparable damage to the lives of others when you have legitimate performers who actually want to pursue their passions and make a positive change in people's lives, but you're like holding them back and telling them, no, you cannot perform because of COVID. It's like, well, why does this guy get to do these things and like let people break in even though like it's reached its climax, like its full capacity? Like I just don't understand. Maybe it's because it's different countries, like I don't know, but I just feel like it's not fair. And of course not everything's going to be fair, like that's how life works, but I can still call it out when I see it. So it's just sad. Like I said, I truly feel for Kai and all the entertainers who share his viewpoints. Like, I already know that a lot of people agree with him on this, so it's just sad. You know, it is what it is. But it sounds like, Kai is gonna do well. It sounds like he's like trying to keep himself up and like do what he has to do to not fall into a negative dark place. I think that he's a fantastic performer. I've been playing like non-stop. It is such a bop. I would love to see him perform that live. He's such a great like just performer, like idol. Like I'm just all about him. So, you know, that's pretty much all that I have for this video, you guys. Go ahead and drop a comment on what your thoughts are, and I will see you on the next one. Salam. I wanted to see what you guys had to say about everything that's been going on with Kai and this interview. So, this is what some of you guys had to say in the comment section. One person says, "I'm very proud of Kai. He is amazing artist and kind and mindful person. Wish him all the best." Another one said, "You did so well, Jungin. Eddies are so proud of you." That's good. Another person said, "Last year I watched the reality show New World on Netflix, and Kai was a participant in it too, and he became my favorite participant while watching the show. He is such a kind and smart young man. Others in the show were saying all the time what an amazing dancer he is. That's true. And went on YouTube and watched some of his performances, and I was left speechless and in awe by them. He seems to be a completely different person when he is on stage. It is like he has a different persona, and his dancing, I have never seen anyone who can dance so well." Hold on, baby. You must have not met our Taemin. Hold on. You have not met Taemin, okay? Because Taemin was the original. But I digress. It's not to pit them against each other. I'm just saying, like, never seen anyone did. Huh? Anyways, I wish him all the best for his future, and I hope for him that he can perform in front of a live audience again soon. Another one says, "Nini always makes us proud. Kim Kai is the best." Another says, "Can't wait this year for our Nini will enter military service." Oh no! I hope he does well. Oh my gosh. Every time I hear like an idol is about to enlist in military, I just like, my heart sinks because I'm just like, oh my God. Like, why? But again, it's wrong for me to think that because like it's their duty, like, you know, it goes along with their birthright. Like they have to fulfill this. Like, oh my God, it's just a lot. Like if I were a parent, like a mom, I'd just be like, oh my God, my baby. Like don't take my baby, please. Like, oh, I'd be so dramatic. But anyways, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to include that little bit because I almost left it out and I was just so mad at myself. I'm like, no, I need to include that. So yeah.